Okay, so what I was saying is this is a Tableau dashboard, and over here you can see right now that I have displayed a dashboard which talks about different parameters of the sales data. So here GQC is the code which customers have requested on my data and are stored in my databases. Create orders are the kind of orders where customers has created the order but have not practically paid for my orders, and CMO is the thing which are basically where the customers has really paid for my order. And I'm looking at different analytics on this data. So over here I can see that how my orders are segregated across different countries. To Canada given me highest revenue of 27% orders. Russia 5% of my orders are going, and so on. So basically not the orders but the ratio of create to confirmed orders kind of thing. So Canada is giving me the best performance of create to confirmed order of 27% of my orders which are created in Canada are confirmed. So this is one of the dynamics. Second chart is talking about which are different categories and how is their count and other things for the quote related request. The third chart is counting about when the order is created, which are the categories on which orders are created highly. The fourth chart is talking about which are the categories where my orders are basically confirmed highly. This chart is talking about the X and Y dimensions of confirmed order to create or confirmed order to create order and confirmed order to quote request. And this chart is talking about the create order to create quote request and create order to confirmed order request. So this is CM, not GQC. So you can see that over here. So I have just filtered out Canada over here. I will talk about all these things in detail, but let me give you a little brief how these things help out. So at the back end, I would have got the data in 10 number of different tables. I would have tables in the category for my categories. I would have in the table for all the code requests. I would have the table for all the create orders. I would have the table for all confirmed orders. I would have tables for different weight bands that will be coming from a parcel. I would be having tables related to different category names, which are different categories and all those things. So I did all the data processing at the back end, slice and dice the data, married the data together, created a flat table, and this whole view is created on that flat table. And that flat table is indeed filtered out to look on the top 15 or 100 categories kind of thing, or top 20 countries kind of thing, so that I can easily visualize the data what I want to do. If I would have pointed it to raw tables, you can think of how slow these dashboards would have been. So this is how you basically at the back end you do all the data processing. Your batch data would be daily processed, added to these this table on which this chart is pointing to, and this as the data is added to that table on which this chart is pointing to, you basically you can and the daily data is updated in the chart, or you can even have a real-time data processing. All those things you can achieve at the back end. So we'll come to this this detailed Tableau chart later on, but let's look at how you connect to Hive, how you get in the data, and then it will make more sense when we'll look back into this chart. So for that, let me create a new sheet. And what I'll do is first what I'll do is I'll connect to my database or Hive. So for that, just click on this data, and to download Tableau, you have to just go to the Tableau website, download the dashboard version, and install it. 15 days trial. After that, you have to buy the licenses. After I click on data, connect to data, you will see this is a Mapper Hadoop Hive. Mapper is again one of the flavor of Hadoop I told you. This is the Hortonworks. So just click on this Hortonworks. Click the IP address of your sandbox machine. So mine IP address is I think 192 something. I'll just copy that address. And authentication is although your servers might be Kerberos authenticated, but right now our sandbox is not Kerberos authenticated. That is just the username authentication, and the username is you. So I've selected Hive Server 2, authentication as username, and user as you, and so I've given the server name and I just say connect. So I've connected to my sandbox. Similarly, I'll be connecting to my cluster. In the cluster, only the difference is rather than giving the address of any data node, I'll be giving the IP address of the data node where Hive server 2 is running, as I've shown you yesterday. And over here, I have to just search the schema. So the schema is DP, which we have created. Now let's search the table. So let's search some table. Let me check what are the tables available. So this is the table. All I have to do is just drag it over here, and all I have to do is say go to workbook, and the data related to this table would be available. So right now I have this table available to me. I already downloaded, so I'll not say go to workbook, but this is how you will be fetching in the table, and just go to workbook, and this data will be available to you. If you want to do join of more than two or three tables, all you have to do is just search any other table. Search any other table and select it and drag it over here, and when you leave it over here, Tableau will automatically try to find out what is the joining key between them, and it will join it automatically for you. But if it is not able to find out joining key, or if you want to change the joining key, you can always change it. It will ask you. So right now these two tables do not have any join which Tableau can find. So it's asking you on which table I want to do, what kind of join, left outer join, full outer, left outer, right outer, full outer, or inner join. So right now these two tables are not at all related. So I'll not join it. I'll remove this. Even so, if I don't want to join the two tables, or I want to make my customized query kind of thing, I can do it by basically going to data and convert to custom SQL, and this SQL right now it's running. Select star from this table, so I can change it and say okay. So rather than getting the data from one table, I can create customized SQL, or I can just fetch 5 or 6 columns which are useful to me, and then I just say go to workbook. So for time being, I'll not say go to workbook over here, as I have this thing already been imported. So we say cancel, and this when you say go to workbook, this would be available something like this for you. And when this guy has selected the table, this guy will automatically intelligently segregate your dimensions and the measure from your table. So if you can see from this database, it has automatically intelligently segregated my dimensions. You can definitely change them. It will try its best to segregate the dimensions and the measures. So this was a table related to Superstore sales, and over here it has segregated the customer name, product category, customer address, province, region as the dimensions, and the discount, product base, profit, sales, all those things as the measures. So this guy has automatically did it for you. If you want to change them, you can just right click and change them from dimensions to measure, and measure to dimension. Measure to dimension. Convert to dimension. Okay, so you got all your columns over here. Now
so Miraj, how did Tableau do this? I mean, how did it know which column will be dimension and which one will be measures?
That's the reason they are charging you so much.
Oh, okay.
So this tool is very intelligent. It will try to figure out. So basically, the dimensions are nothing which are repeated thing in your data. Measures are nothing but which is concrete to each and every row, which are different for each and every row. So that is a measure practically if we look on the data terms. So the repetitive things, or the thing which is although there is a lot of intelligence at the back end, but I'm just giving you a clue on what is the first thing which they would be doing. But definitely there will be a number of other things also at the back end. And this guy is also automatically detected that the province is a type of map. So a province, my province has the state related data, so state name. So this is a kind of map. So it has automatically detected this is a kind of map, and we can plot it on the map also. The things which are string is automatically being detected as a string. The things which are integers or kind of floats or those numbers are basically represented as hash over here. And what is this? I'll tell you. Equals to with hash. And if it has detected something as map type, it will automatically calculate the latitude and longitude based on the data. Map is street open source open street maps. This is everything done automatically for you. I've just selected the table and everything is done for you automatically. Nothing. I have not changed anything. Now say I want to look at say I want to now say I want to do the data analysis. So what I'll be doing is first I'll be plotting the data. So say I want to do an analysis, how can I increase my sales? That is the first question any business user would ask you. Anytime company, anything, the first question what I will ask is how can I increase my sales or how can I increase my profit? So let's try to plot sales. So I just drag the sales and leave it over here. So it right now it's querying your hive table. So for these tools, you what more you can do also is when you have already sliced and diced the data, you have summarized the data. Your tables are very small as compared to your raw tables. Your raw tables might be of petabytes or gigabytes because sales data would be too large. But when you summarize the data and you have summarized them on the state, profit and sales kind of thing, each state kind of data and all those things, your data will be very small. It might be some MBs only kind of thing. And your data is a flat format kind of structure, totally denormalized. So you would be having single table kind of thing. So you can export these data to MySQL Word also, and in that case queries would be faster, and I hope you understand why the queries would be faster on a smaller data on MySQL as compared to Hive. So that is what approach we follow, and I think that is a suggested approach because Hive would, for a smaller data, Hive is not the good place, but on the bigger data also you can connect it, and you can easily look into the data. Your processing might be little slow. So that's the sales. Now let's say sales on the ship mode. What are the different shipping modes? So I've just selected the ship mode and dragged it over there. The sky might be a little slow. But frankly, this is very Tableau I found very powerful and pretty quick, pretty fast, never hangs up, and pretty intelligent tool. Okay, so let's. So I can see over here that regular air is my major revenue of the most of my parcels which are shipped with the regular air, and the second thing is done with the truck. So now let's say color this graph on the profit. So what I say is let's look at the profit figures also as to the sales, not color it right now. I'll just say I'll look at the sales as well as the profit. So I'm just trying to give you the feel of the tool as well as how you would be looking into the data, or you might do some basic kind of analytics on the data, or you can look at the different problem statements on the data from these tools. So what I say is, so this is the show me will tell you what kind of chart you can create. So the charts which are disabled cannot be created on the currently selected data, and it will automatically precisely to change your chart also as you change your data types or drag and drop data from here and there. It does everything intelligently, but you can always change it. So let's change it to this chart, and now I can say the profit to sales ratio is very less for regular air. So I might have to look into the regulator kind of things. So what I say is, let's say I create a filter on my shipping mode. So what I do is I drag and drop my shipping mode to the filter, and I created a filter on my shipping mode. So this the ratio of sales to profit is very less in regular air as compared to others one. So let's drag the let's look deeper into the regular air parcels which are shipped. Indeed, I think the ratio of delivery from truck to this is very less. We can do this calculation over here only, but it looks like truck is even lesser than as compared to regular air. So let's look into the truck related delivery. So let's look into the truck related delivery. I filter out only the truck related delivery, and I say okay. We can do a lot of things on that filter also. On the bigger data, all you have to do is just leave it to the filter, and this will give you a lot of things: wildcard related search, top 5, top 6 kind of thing. All those things we can do filter. Now I have the truck related data. So let's look this data on the graph, and let's see which areas are giving me profit or sales, or losses, all those kind of things. So let's drag it over here. So I've selected the province right now, and I've leave the province over here, and let's look at this data on the map, and then we'll drill down on the corresponding state which is giving me more losses, or which is not giving me good profits. So these are the different states. Let's look this thing on the map, and before that, let's remove the shipping mode from here, and remove this major. Yeah. Okay. So these are the different states, and let's look at the profit to sales ratio. So what I can do is I can right click over here, create a calculated field, and what I say is I want to create profit to sales and its percentage, and I give this field some name and say okay, and this is a field which is created, profit to sales. So that's the reason it has equals to prior to this field. So this is a calculated field which we have created. So what I say is color this based on profit to sales.
And Viraj, all these queries are submitted to Hive. Whatever you are doing here, Tableau is
Yeah,
submitting the
okay.
data to Hive.
So right now we are running the dashboard version. This is used to create your all these charts and all those things. Once you create these charts, you submit it to Tableau server. So right now I don't have a Tableau server with me, but when you will be, your organization would be using Tableau, they would be installing a Tableau server also. So then you will be basically submitting these charts to a Tableau server. And when you do this processing on the server, that is done on the server side. It fetches the data for you in memory and does the processing for you, and that is very fast. Right now, these queries, some of these queries are submitted to Hive. For some of these queries, it get the data over here and process it in memory. So that right now it's depend on some of the queries on the Tableau server. It will fetch the data and would do. You can even do the caching kind of thing also over there, so that the daily data is cached on the server kind of thing. So all those things. I'll just talk about that right now. Some of the queries are going to Hive. So I change that type to map. Now say it has automatically detected all these things beautifully for you based on the state names. It has colored the corresponding states in the Canada, and we can look. The red state is Ontario, and the profit to sales ratio there is minus 3,000. So most of my losses are coming from Ontario. So let's look into Ontario. So what I do is, so I have the shipping mode, track is to, so before that, let's say if I remove the shipping mode, what will happen? So I'll just say show quick filter and I select everything else. So in that case also, is the Ontario is the culprit or anyone else is the culprit? So I am although telling you what I am doing, but look into how I am doing on the Tableau side. So that is my major intent of this class, how the Tableau works. I am just trying to give you a problem statement, and based on that, I'm telling you different features of the Tableau.
And Miraj, is this supporting a lot of countries or mostly US and Europe states only?
No, no, no. A lot of it. You can even give the zip codes. You can create heat maps, and you can see the data is coming from OpenStreetMaps. So OpenStreetMaps, whatsoever is supported by OpenStreetMaps, so would be supported over there.
Okay, and even Indian states also, this kind of diagram can be created, a chart.
Mm, most of the things are supported. Not only state, cities, even corresponding localities, everything is there. And
Okay.
you can even change them. So there's an option to you can create your latitude and longitude, or you can configure all these things if you are not getting it. So again, the culprit looks to be Ontario only. So let's look into this Ontario state. So what I do is now I change my chart to the table, and I now filter it on the province. So there's some issues with Ontario that is giving me the most losses. So we are looking into the Ontario in detail now. So we'll filter our data on Ontario and we'll look deeper into the data. So irrespective of the shipping mode, Ontario is always giving me losses. So over here, rather than selecting everything, let's select Ontario only. Ontario. And say okay. Okay, so I have the data related to Ontario. Now let's look deeper into the Ontario data. So these are different customers on Ontario. So now I'm drilling down into the data. So over here you can even connect to your raw tables also and look into that, or that will depend on how you want to look into this. This guy will keep. Okay, so now I have the customers. I have the this thing, profit to sales, and let's say I bring the profit as well as sales over here, and the ship cross and order quantities which are shipped to these people. You can do most of these things in Excel 2013 also, but that is not so much powerful. That is not so much beautiful. So, but you can easily do these things on, that also. And I'll keep this guy also over here. So I have the province Ontario, customer name, and I did a mistake. Sorry for that. I have to remove all these columns and I have to re-import them. I'll tell you what mistake I did. Indeed, I'll remove the province. I don't remove. I have already filtered my data on province. So let's set the customer name. Profit is to sales, and so okay. So I can see now. Let's sort this data based on the profit to sales, and see, these are my first, second, third. These are 5, 6 customers which are giving me most of the losses in this state. So Ben Fredry, Lazareda, Steve Rodray, these are 5 or 6 of my customers which are giving me really, pathetic losses. So I have to look into the corresponding orders of these customers. So after that, what I'll do is I'll look into the corresponding orders of these customers, and then I'll be taking individual calls. How can I decrease my losses in this state? So if you can see, the most of the losses are coming from these 4 or 5 customers only, and if I can reduce these losses, my total revenue might be generated, converted to profit. So let's see, was I giving different discounts to these people? So I'll just put discount over also here. So see, from the Tableau chart, hive, so this Tableau has automatically converted it to bar chart, and it are automatically directed based on the columns and rows I removed from there, that you can visualize this data beautifully in the bar chart. So now next time I'm just checking it whether I was giving high discounts to these people or what. Why I'm getting losses from these people. And then I'll be looking into the individual orders of these people, but those individual orders would be in my raw table. So now I'll be going again back to my Hadoop and then can just filter out the orders for these 5, 6, 10 people, and then can look into the individual orders and can find out what are the reasons, or I can call my sales teams. And now I have to do I have to take a step how to reduce these losses. So okay, rather than looking at like this, let's look in a different fashion. So what I say is, so right now you can see there are 2 charts, and it's little bit difficult for me to look into this, although the data for the customer is represented over here only for this customer, but that does not make much sense to me. So what I do is I remove this discount from here and leave it over here. So now the discounts are not much given to these customers, but still they are giving me losses. So there's something which I need to look into the individual sales to these customers and have to figure out. So this is how I would be looking into the data. Now let's look at a different picture of the data based on the state. So I just changed the graph type, chart type, and it has automatically colored it on n number of things. So it has colored me on the discount. So I can see the most discount, the discount is the color, and the size is your profit is to sales. So the most discount is given to this guy, Lena Kang, but I do not see any losses from this customer. So let's look rather than the customer level, let's look at the data for the discount on the state level. So what I do is I put the where's the province gone? Province. I'll leave the province on and let's look. Discount is there, and some discount is a color, and perfect enough. Some profit is to sales is your size, and okay. So I'll leave the province over here. Rather than customer, I'll just change the customer to province, and let's look at the different provinces. And right now it will just show you one province, And so see, it also tells you there's 194 negatives also, which cannot be displayed in this kind of chart. So just try to understand how I'm playing with the data and looking it over here. I'm just dragging and dropping the fields and changing. I'm changing that. Are you people able to follow?
Yes, Miraj.
Okay.
Yes, quite like pivot tables of Excel.
Yes. Quite like. Oh, I think I got muted up. Sorry. So what I was saying is I've just filtered it out on. I've removed the filter on the state, and now we are looking at the data for each and every state. So right now it's colored on discount. So the deeper the green color in the chart, the more the discounts I gave in those states. So now you can again see the Ontario is the only state where I've given the maximum discounts, and that could be again the reason that Ontario was giving me most of the losses also. So again, second strategy which I have to tell to my business people is we are giving high discounts in this state, and we have to look into the discounts which are given to this state as compared to any other state. If you can see, these states have very less discount, just $4 discount kind of thing and an average discount. But this state which gave me most of the losses have average discount of $89. So that is again one of the reasons why the state is giving me losses. And second reason is, so I can easily, you can see how easily I am able to figure out the state level things, how easily I was able to figure out the customer related things, how easily I am able to figure out discount related things. All I have to do is just drag and drop the thing, and I can easily visualize the data, how we do in Excel also. But these kind of tools are very powerful and made for these things, and you can create dashboards as I was showing you previously. So we'll move to that dashboard also in some time. Now I say I've got the discount related things, but I want to look few more things on this chart. So say I want to check the order quantities. So I say detail it on order quantity. So see, now I have the order quantities also over here. I can even make them to the tooltip so that these are visible to me. So all I say is province, not only province, I want to display the order quantities also over here. So what I'll do is just drag it over here. So say I want to drag the um, sum of total sales. So I say sum of total sales. So sum of total sales will also be the revenue, would be visible over here. So this is how I can do, basically do different things. I can change the color on which thing it will be colored up. So rather than let it come up, I'll show you a few more things. But you can just play with this tool pretty easy. Just play with this tool for 4 or 5 days, and you will be very easily able to handle all these things. So now I can see this thing also came up, sales. I can change it, and the label I can just say, I'll just say this is nothing but my state, and this is my sales, so that you can. So now you can see that has been displayed over here. So this is how you can do that. Now I don't want the color to be on the discount, rather than I want the color to be on this total sales. So I say color to be on the profits to sales. So I just change it, and so see it again intelligently change the graph based on what I do over there. So I'll make it as label and color it on this thing. Okay, so profits to sales is all negative. That's the reason it's not able to show that in the chart. So it's automatically changing it to different colors. So, but you can definitely change it from here in the drop down and do those things. Then on the server, you have to just do a sign in to a server. Your IP address and the username password will be given by your administrator to sign into a server, and then you just publish this workbook. And when you publish this workbook, your workbook would be available into a Tableau server, and business users would be logging into those from your Explorer, and can look into these dashboards. And as these dashboards are displayed on the server, these servers cache your data, so you don't see these kind of delays, and business users can easily look into the data, drill down into the data, and do all these things. So there are three people, as I was told you in the first step, there are three people involved in all this work. One is your Hadoop related people or the developers who do all this data processing. The second is data analytics. So the people who are doing all these things are kind of data analytics people, or first level of things which developers can also do. So second thing is administrator who has installed your cluster, and the third is data analytics. So you will be publishing these charts over there, or these business users could create the charts for themselves also. So again, you can again choose any of the uh, anything which you want to choose up, but these are the three different things in this world. So this is how your data analytics is done. I've just given you a uh, iceberg for tip. I just shown you the tip only. This field is too huge. Analytics field is too huge, and this is just the one way to look into the data. Then the analytics come with things like machine learning or algorithms and number of things. But this is how you look into the data, and you publish it to the server. You can tell the caching mechanism to the server so that your charts are displayed fast, and you don't have to wait these kind of things. And you can create the filters. I've already told you. You can create the pages. So this is how you create the worksheets, and format will just tell you different formats, like say I'll just remove. So I'll remove these things, and some order, and say some order based on shipping mode. changing column from here to there to marks to columns to rows. It automatically does you based on the chart to select. It will try its best to give you the best view which is available. All these things it does automatically and intelligently. So I can look at the different charts, different things, regular area, delivery truck, this thing. I can even color the charts. So say I have just colored it. So green is your regular area, express the total chart. I can look at the different parameters now. I can divide it to province. So this will give me a picture of total order quantities to different province and colored on these three things. So you can easily play with the data. You can easily do different things on the data. It's just drag and drop kind of thing and pretty easy. Similarly, there are other tools also, a lot of tools in the market. You can play with any of these tools. Most of those will have these features, but how they are implemented might be a little different. But practically, that would be somehow been implemented. So once you create these kind of sheets, you can drag and drop to them to create a dashboard. So first view which I've shown you was a dashboard which contained 5 or 6 sheets which are embedded into their dashboard. So I'll just show you after this query how to create those dashboards and how you can basically look at the different views of the data and then do a real analytics. So see, I can see that the sales to each state and colored on your different shipping modes. So once you've created these sheets, you can create dashboards. So for dashboard, you have to, rather than clicking this button, this is a sheet button. This with 4 square brackets is your dashboard button. So when I click on new dashboard, all the sheets which are there will be visible to me. And now all I have to do is just drag and drop the sheets over there. So this is a sheet which we are looking into right now. Let's look at the other sheet also. Once it automatically took all your filters which are there in the sheet, all your everything it automatically takes up. You can remove them. I'll just show you how to remove them, how to make them joined with other data sets which are imported.
Tool integrable with any RDBMS or because Hive is anyway behaving like RDBMS?
Yes. I shown you now. Different data sources support. Yeah.
Okay.
You can basically, otherwise you can download the corresponding JDBC connector kind of thing. So and you can connect it to any other thing. So I recently downloaded a connector from MongoDB and connected to MongoDB. So now see, these two data are coming from same data set. So what I say is the shipping mode I want was a filter to this sheet. I want to apply it to this sheet also. So I just say drop down and apply to worksheets. Apply to, rather than only the worksheet on which I have created this filter, I want to say apply this filter to all the data source, all the sheets which are using data source. So now this filter is applicable to both the sheets. Now if I just say I do a filter on this, both the charts would be changing up. So this is how now I'll be looking deeper into the data. So I'm looking at 2 different views of the data. I'm filtering the data at a time and on both these data sets. So see, both of them are changed, and then I can even use these charts also as a filter. All I want to say is drop down, use as a filter, and if I click something on this, so both the charts will be changed and that will be filtered up. Let me show you a practical view of that. So what I did for the first dashboard which I have shown you, I have different sheets for that. So I have the sheet related to your create orders. Oof, man. Let it run it query. It might take 5-10 minutes. This is a big data. Any questions? By the time it will load, it might take some time to load up. I think let it load up. It might take some time. Let's take a break, and after the break, I'll show you. After the break, I'll show you how just that dashboard which I'm showing you, and then we'll look into the problem statement, the project thing. Sure.
Okay.
So I hope everything has gone good. You people learned something, and it was good. And thanks for all your good comments on our Facebook page. I request if you have not given it, I'm just bringing you the address of the Facebook page. In the break time, you can utilize the time and put some comments on our page, and that will be really helpful. That will keep us motivated for all these things. So I've just pinged it on the chat window also, the Facebook page, if you want to give any comments, only for those who have not given up. So you can always give it up. And the break time, and by the time I'll just reload these all the charts, and we'll meet at it's 9:40 EST. Let's meet at 9:50 EST. back. Okay, so Girish is also back. Okay, Pradeep, Abhijat, everyone is back, I think. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I'm just loading all these dashboards. This is the last one which is left. So actually in the yesterday's class, I applied one of the filters. So now all these charts are loading on that filter. So this is the last one which is left. And then I'll just show you all these things. Okay. So see, I've created all these charts on basically these things which I was showing you on the dashboard. As you can see, all these created order codes, all these are created. I filtered them on the top 5, top 10 kind of thing. Now, even if I apply some filters, these top 5, top 6 kind of things is applicable. For that, I'll just create an index. And there's a country related distribution. These are the charts which I'm showing you. I can create a trend lines like this, right click and trend lines. So I can see there's a trend line coming on this chart. I can look at the different things, annotate, point, mass, areas. And then I've drag and dropped all these things and everything is visible on the front UI on me. So over here, all these charts have been dragged down, and as all of these charts are basically at the back end pointing to the same data source. So the filters which are applied on any one of these sheets can be applied on all of these. So on these filters, I've just dropped down and applied it to all of them. And on one of these charts, on all these charts, I have selected them, and there's an option called use as a filter. So I've applied these workbooks also as a filter. So in this dashboard, if I click on any country on this map, that is applied to a filter to all of these charts, and I can look into the detailed drill down of each country. When I put this on a server, it's very fast, but right now it's just querying the hive and doing all those things for me. But that time it's very fast. Even it just takes fractions of seconds. So if I click on Canada, I can see the different commodity. If I click on Canada, I can see the different commodities which are shipped to Canada. What are the different attributes of those commodities? How are the number of orders and all those things? The confirmed order, create order ratios and all those things. I can look into the individual categories. So yeah, by the time it's loading, yeah, go ahead.
So when Tableau server was available, whatever table you have selected, actually that data is exported from SDFS world and kept on the server. That's why it is fast.
So not only it caches the data, it also creates some temporary tables on your Hive server or your corresponding database which you have connected to, and it use those tables also when it's querying. So it's process data is, I think some of the process data is stored on the not only on the server but also on the source database also. So it creates some tables also on your source database, and there also it stores some of this process data based on the chart which you have created. And moreover, it also caches the data on the server side. You can define the kind of data to be cached, the frequency of the data to be recached or repopulated on the cache. All these things you can also define on the server side.
Okay. And when first time this Tableau is invoked, actually it runs like a batch basically if it has to do the daily syncing of the data, right?
First time, so say this is a dashboard, say I want to look into daily. So what I'll do is at the back end, my data would be coming daily. I'll be processing that data, putting into the table on which this dashboard is right now pointing to. So that table will not have huge amount of data because I filter all the order related data, I've summarized them on the categories and countries and those kind of things. So that table, in that table, I'll be adding 100 or 5,000 or 10,000 kind of rows each day only. And this is a table on this table I might be exporting to MySQL kind of thing, or I can connect Tableau directly to the Hive. And so when I place this chart or this dashboard on the Tableau server, there I'll define the frequency of uploading my source data at a frequency of say 12 hours or 1 hour based on my Hadoop batch jobs which are updating that table.
Okay, but when you are connecting to this database, actually you never told that what is the file system or what is the operating system where you are connecting. So
no.
Does it sense SDFS file system automatically?
If you remember, no, I use a JDBC connector for Hive. Rest everything is taken by the Hive server.
Oh, okay. So it is talking to Hive server, and Hive server might be talking
Yes.
to SDFS world, right?
Yes. So now see, I can look at, I have just filtered it on Canada. On this, these all charts are not acting, these all sheets are using, I've set them use as a filter. So if I click on any of the country, it filters on that country. So right now it's filtered on Canada. I can look at the now top categories over here, different categories, distribution across the different codes thing. So say this is a category which says cases and covers of mobile phones, which has huge conversion from code to confirmed order and huge conversion from confirm to create create to confirmed order also. But this is a category, there is a hockey stick which has huge conversion from code to create order, but hockey stick is if you see hockey sticks, it's nowhere over here. So there's something which is problem with the hockey sticks, and we have to look into this. So this is how you'll be looking deeper into the data and looking at the different indexes of the data and all those things. And you create these dashboards, and these dashboards are really used by business users. Makes sense. So at the backend, I'll just share the project thing also for you. So the along with me, you can open that also, and that will make more sense. So if you have any questions, ask me. By the time I'm just sharing the project thing with you so that you can open it right away in front of you. And if you have any questions, you can write, you can ask me. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm just sharing the project with you, and you will get an email in your mailbox with the project related stuff. So exercises. Okay, so yes. So this folder not only have your problem statement but also the data also, which I'll be just talking about. So each one of you would have received your email on the corresponding email IDs which are shared with us, and I have shared the project with you. You can open the PDF file. I'll also open it over here and will show you sample data as well as the problem statements, how you would be approaching to the problem. So if any one of you have not received it or want it from some other email address, do ping me. I'll share it from that email address also. So everyone received it, right? Anyone who has not received it?
I have.
Okay.
Viraj, sorry, the forum data folder is empty.
Forum data folder is empty. Okay, good thing. Just a minute.
Is it meant to be empty? I
Uh,
haven't looked at the PDF yet.
Forum data. No, that has a ZZ file.
It takes little time to sync, Abhijat, just.
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
I got it now.
Okay, cool. So okay. So let me talk about. So this thing would give you a real picture how the data comes in and all those things. So, and I want you to discuss, think in all those aspects only. And that's the reason I've thought a lot before creating all these problem statements and this data. This data is a dump from some forum, but this will give you a really hands-on. So first let's understand that what is the data which I've shared with you, and then we'll look into the different problem statements. So this is the data from a forum where people can create questions. Other users can comment on the questions. They can also answer the questions. They can even comment on the answers, and there could be n number of answers associated to a question. There could be n number of comments associated to an answer. There could be n number of comments associated to a question, and a question can definitely be tagged. So it's similar to any other forum data. User comes, asks their questions, other users comment on them or answer them. Answers are also commented and things like that. So I, as a user, log into the website, create a question. While creating the question, I also give the tags which are associated to the question. And by the help of tags, the questions become searchable and visible to other users also. And when the question is created, someone can come and comment on the question, answer the question, comment on answer. Someone else can log in, can comment on my answers. Some third person can come and answer the question and this things like that. So this is how your data is there. So for each of these nodes, there's a row in your data. I'll show you the data file, sample data file. The big what I've shared is the big data file. But I have 5 or 10 rows copied from the data file. I'll show you over here, and the complexities with the data too. And so each data has a corresponding user ID, the user who has created that node. A node is nothing but either a question or a comment or an answer. So each of these has a corresponding user ID also. So let me show you the data, and let me show you the data. So and look at the complexities in the data also. And what happened? Okay. So see, this is the data file, and this file contains. Okay, before that, let me show you the data structure. Then only this file will make sense. That is there in the PDF only. So your data contains, so that the jar which I've shared with you, this is how you can unzip untar your jar in the Unix world. Now this jar will have two files. One is your forum nodes.tsv file, tab separated file, and another would be a,
Miraj, I can't see anything. Is everybody able to see?
okay.
Me neither.
Yeah. I think this. Yeah, I can see. You can't see, but you know exactly the same thing happened in yesterday's class. Where as soon as I opened this PDF, this GoToMeeting, sharing stopped, and again today it stopped, and the play button is again, behaving weirdly. At the same time, it happened in yesterday's class also. I don't know why. Oops. know what happened to this guy. I'm just giving a control to someone of you and then we'll take back the control. I think that might work. I'll just take back the control. No. Hey guys, I think I don't know what happened yesterday. Also, same time when I opened the PDF, started discussing the problem statement, this problem happened, and today also, I don't know why. And the only solution which is there in my mind right now is I'll close this meeting and restart this meeting in a minute. Please join the same meeting ID. You might get disconnected. Please rejoin this meeting ID. I'll just close it and reopen it. I don't know what is the problem. So I'm just closing it up. Please rejoin the same meeting ID.